Oh, nice.
We're back.
We're back together.
Yeah, all of us. The
Will
gang.
you send this to Andrew?
Yep.
Touch.
I received that.
Touch,
Wow.
touch, yay.
Yes. Last time it was Ethan Embry and Andrew and I. No girl.
Yeah.
All boy.
What the heck?
We really hung loose.
Yeah, like Sausage Factory.
You hung loose?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We were naked.
We just
You didn't see the
relaxed.
video?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I wouldn't sit in that chair if I was you.
Really? It was got a little sweaty.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Hope you don't mind.
Awfully generous to yourself to assume that your hung touched the leather.
Ethan was over there.
Oh, then that makes sense.
Dang. Yeah, so this is a big episode. It's our most famous guest.
Whoa.
Highest profile.
No offense, Pointer Brothers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You haven't won the Super Bowl, Mike and Henry. You dumb idiots.
Yeah, come on.
Victor Cruz
Let's
is on the
go.
pod today. Yeah.
I'm trying to do his dance.
Yeah, you got to watch on YouTube
The
for this
Salsa
one.
King?
Yeah.
Because one, Victor Cruz is very handsome and charismatic and fun to look at. And also, Andrew just salsa'd or did something like that.
Yeah, I'm Latin by marriage.
Oh, yeah, that
So
checks out.
I'm upset I didn't get to talk to Victor.
Yeah, one of my favorite things in the world was watching Andrew dance with the Latin side of his family at his wedding. Oof, it hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
That bad?
I don't know. I thought it went great.
You blacked out?
They were all laughing and smiling.
He's like, that's crazy. They were all laughing so hard. It seemed
Yeah,
like they were
and
having a
pointing
good
at me
time.
because of how good I was doing.
Yeah, that checks
Yeah.
out.
What if you scored a touchdown on the Super Bowl? What are you doing? What's your go-to?
I've always been a big somersault guy.
Okay.
Ever since I was a child.
Yeah.
I would like to just do a little somersault.
And then pop up and do the gymnast. Stick the landing?
Never quite got there. I used to be able to do a cartwheel. I don't know if I could still do that or not.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a
Impressive.
foam pit at the other side of the
diving
end
in.
zone, I could go off.
As someone
Yeah.
that loves attention and validation, if I had the jumps, I'd jump into that crowd and get a bunch of hugs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Little
I
Lambo
bet.
leap.
And they all grab you and they're like, "You're great. We love you. Everything you do is so good. I wish you were my friend. I wish you'd stay with me all the time."
You like it here in Green Bay, right? Like you're going to live here in the off season? They're
Yeah.
just like, no, we're good. It is always funny to me when they do the big celebration and then they look back and there's like a flag. They're just
For
like,
sure.
we just
Yeah.
wasted.
I know.
I think I'd just lay down.
Nice.
I mean, that implies I ran a little bit to
Yeah.
get there.
If you
That's
scored a
what-
touchdown,
yeah.
you would just lay down.
I was probably sprinting,
I earned
which
a
I haven't
break.
done in 15 years.
Yeah. Like, I earned this. Give me a nap.
They give you at least 30, 45 seconds to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Recharge.
Well, that's not true anymore because isn't there weird? There's fines if you celebrate in a way that they don't like. They're like, fined.
You
NFL's gone soft.
You can't lift your leg, pretend to be a dog peeing on the logo,
That's okay.
which I think is the funniest one.
It's so
That's
funny.
a good
And
one.
the fact that that's out, pretty upsetting to me.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Victor Cruz era NFL, you could piss on whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thing is, here's the thing: if you're a really good dancer like Victor Cruz, you don't have to come up with some crass, inappropriate celebration because you can just show
Just
another
swing those
talent.
hips.
Football, you're very talented. But then you're like, let me show you my other talent.
Sway those hips. Well, yeah.
Salsa.
I mean, if you keep watching the pod, he'll tell you how he came up with that dance. I'm not going to spoil it.
Right.
Because it's fun.
It's very fun, very touching.
It's touching. It is touching. Touch your heart, touch your mind. That's the only thing it touches.
All right. Delightful. Well, you guys had a fun trip.
We did,
You
yeah.
got to talk to some fun people. You did some interviews without me, so I'm excited to hear those.
We
because
love doing that without you.
Those are the
Yes.
first ones I've never been a part of.
Right.
Hannah misses all the
Usually you're
time.
gone.
Yeah.
Okay. All the time? Not all the time.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Hannah's gone all the time. All the time, Hannah's gone.
Yeah, even when I'm
poem
here,
by
I'm
Aaron
not
Tuning.
here. I'm somewhere else.
Aaron
Okay.
Watson tuning.
Yeah, it was very fun. We talked to Victor Cruz, talked to Josh Kelly, aka Hole in One Trick Shots.
Yep.
A lot of other great people down at the PGA Tour Superstore Summit.
I just saw a sneak peek of one of the sketches you guys did.
It rules.
It's fun.
Very good.
It's a music video. We love doing those. What is Summit, Hannah? For those who don't know.
The summit is essentially where all the PGA Superstore employees, like the salespeople.
The what? What's the store called?
PGA Superstore.
No, what's the
PGA Tour Superstore. Man, I really struggle with that all
you.
week. It's a mouthful. I got corrected by Aaron a lot. Real scolded by Daddy all week.
Well,
Yeah. What's this?
Aaron hates being called
the
Daddy.
client, and that's their name.
Yeah. PGA Tour Superstore Summit. It's where all the salespeople from around the country go to Florida and they get to try out all the new products. You know, all the brands were there. Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, Tour Edge, Mizuno.
Bridgestone.
No. Well, Bridgestone doesn't do clubs.
Oh, it's just for the clubs.
So it's clubs, and there was also ball fitting, but it's mostly, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, clubs and adjustment to the new clubs for
this is mainly their club fitters. So
Yeah.
it was all the reps from, like a TaylorMade, a Callaway, all these other
Cobra.
big brands, just showing the club fitters what they got coming this year, so they can talk about it when they're fitting people in the stores.
Did
know
you
what I mean?
sense any tension between the different brands and like being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, ours is better, no, ours is better, and then they start like jousting
you
with
felt
the
it?
clubs?
Not really. I jokingly would
lot
go
of
up to
jousting.
different reps because the reps were there for Titleist and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're funny. Like I went up to the Titleist. I was like, who would win hand-to-hand combat? You or TaylorMade? And they're like, us and hands down. We'd pound the tar out of those guys. It was pretty funny.
Hands down, we wouldn't even need our hands. They'd just be down. We could kick them to death.
Kick them.
That's what hands down means. That's where that comes from.
Nice. Oh, is that what it
It's
is?
about people that would just kick fight each other. They'd be like, I could beat you hands down.
I didn't even. I just assumed that their hands were down because they're gonna put you down. And bless you.
Yeah, I think that
'Cause you're
maybe
dead.
is
Lay hands upon.
Lay hands
secondary
upon
me-
and go, oof, dead. I killed you.
Yeah,
Killed
that's
you
why,
dead.
that's why soccer teams always go, Vic, we hands down.
100%.
Yeah,
There's a lot of good times.
heads up.
Heads up is from elementary school. That's where they got it. Got to keep your head up. Got to keep it looking at the chalkboard.
Heads up, hands down.
Heads up, hands down.
Yeah.
Are we done?
So our first time listeners, this is how it always is.
Yeah. I came
For
here,
the-
Victor
all the
Cruz,
Victor
and you're
Cruz
getting this.
fans that are just like, when are we going to hear from him? So, hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we had the whole crew down there. Jonathan was,
You don't have to say that.
Jonathan doesn't,
We had the whole crew down there.
Minus Andrew.
other than Andrew, my bad. Jonathan doesn't care what anyone thinks about him the most. He just found some fake diamond earrings, wore those the whole time, had his little tiny.
You found them?
Yeah,
I don't know where he got 'em.
he got them. Also, they're not just fake earrings. They're fake. Yeah,
How do you
they're
know they're
magnets.
fake if you found them? You might have found some really valuable ladies' earrings.
No, they're fake. I think he bought them for a Pimp Trisket concert, and he tested them out, and he said the magnets were so good they held during the headbanging. He told me that on the plane.
That's a
so that's
great-
why he's very proud of
It's a
them.
great Amazon review for these
know.
earrings.
He doesn't even care about the style. They're just
They
made so well.
survived my Limp Bizkit cover band headbanging.
Yeah,
5 stars.
yeah, you got to get them, guys.
Are these? These other earrings are great, but are they Limp Bizkit cover band headbanging tested?
Yeah, I'm
probably
sure.
not.
I don't think there's anything I loved more than our week in Florida. There's nothing I love more than Jonathan asking me multiple times for hair ties.
I saw
He's
those
like-
pictures.
He
He's
had
like,
his little
"You have a
1-inch
hair tie?"
ponytail back there.
Little rat tail.
And then he would text me about it. Like I was like, yeah, and he lost one. He's like, hey, do you have another hair tie? I'm like, yeah, here I come. And he's just rocking that hair tie. And I would find him around the house.
Yeah, 4 days together, all of us, everyone who matters to St. Andre Golf was there.
Yeah, every single one.
And
Yeah.
4 days together. It was pretty delirious there at the end. We're all just laughing, making scenes in the airport. It was time to go.
Yeah, we really did. We had to be cut off.
It was time to go. Remember when our girlfriend started texting?
Yeah,
Became friends without us?
this was I laughed. Aaron made me chuckle. It doesn't happen often, but Aaron made me laugh very hard. We were like, I was like, oh yeah, our significant others are texting each other. And he's like, oh no. And I go, what? And he goes, they're going to fall in love and leave us. And then without skipping a beat, Aaron goes, that's okay. We'll still have each other. I thought that was so funny.
Just throwing a dry heave into sentimental sentences. Very fun.
That is very fun.
It was so funny. The timing.
Yeah,
like,
will you
"Oh."
marry me?
Love of my life.
Yeah, can I please have your blessing to marry your daughter? Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Oh, that was funny.
It was a good time.
That's very funny.
It got me.
I have one for sure favorite part of the PGA Tour Superstore Summit.
Ooh.
And that was each night a different brand would sponsor like a big party or event for everybody to have a good time. Like I know TaylorMade did a casino night. Everyone loved that. We only got to go to one of them. It was Wilson, and they brought in a bunch of lights, lit up the short course, the par 3 course. Also the driving range. There was a long drive competition. There was a putting competition. And then there was a closest to the pin competition. So it is like 100-yard shot. There's a Wilson rep there, the whole bunch of wedges. You can pick your wedge. You get one ball, right? You get one shot to
One
seize everything you
opportunity.
ever wanted.
Yeah,
Will you
one
capture it or
moment.
just let it slip? Yo, I'm not doing the rest of it.
That is-
You were on a roll though. I was there for
But
it.
you're think about the pressure here. You got one ball. You're wearing tennis shoes. You have 150 to 200 club fitters, golf professionals standing around. They're all in line.
Yep.
Hannah and I took a swing. You know, it was fun. Producer Paul.
Yep.
Who runs social for us. He's the best.
Also a good golfer.
A great golfer. Had his one shot, and he captured it.
He didn't miss his chance to blow.
He did not.
No.
And he had vomit on his sweater already.
Yeah.
And he's
unrelated. He just has a sensitive tummy.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of spaghetti in there. I'm sure. Just perfect shot. Just kind of drew back in there. You know, the pin is kind of on a ridge. So you can kind of see where it goes, but it bounced a little short right, rolled down. No, it was a little long, right? A little, like 10 feet long. Started to come back towards the hole. There's 3 or 4 people on the green. And so everyone's like, oh, good shot. We have video of this, and we're going to put it all together. We have a bunch of different angles. And then the people on the green throw their arms up and start running at the hole going, oh, oh. And so everyone's like, oh. And Paul throws his arms up like, I made it. Mm-hmm. Takes off, as you do.
Yeah, the hole-in-one sprint to the green.
Yeah, because the ball could jump out of the hole. You got to go capture it.
You got to get it,
you know what I mean?
It's like a...
Balls jump out of the hole all the time.
For sure.
It's like a fish flopping around after you catch it. And you're like, all right, I got to get this before it gets back in the water.
Exactly. It's like capturing a frog with a plate. No, you need a box or something.
Exactly.
You know, it's gonna I don't know.
Keep going.
So there's like 5 or 6 dudes just running up there following Paul. And it's one of the coolest ways to get a hole-in-one, I think.
That many people,
surrounded by people.
That many people, that many incredible golfers.
Yes,
and you have one ball.
Yes.
No one's warm. Mm-hmm. No gloves.
Yeah, it's more impressive than like getting it during a round.
Yeah. I mean, even like obviously you got Scottsdale and Pebble Beach and all these iconic par 3s. That would be so cool. But the pressure there.
Yeah.
So it's running up there, and the video rules. He gets to the green, and what do they say? Are they just like, oh,
did it go in? And they're like, no, I didn't go in.
Yeah, so Paul's like, where is it in the hole? And they're like, no, it's like right there. It's like 6 inches. And the
they were
devastation, it just...
Well, Anna had to run all the way back.
You had to run all the
And
way
he
back.
had to run all the way back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's watching.
using the same club.
Kind
He had to
of.
return the club. Yeah.
Oh,
So then it was just this
the
giant...
guy that was next was just like, is he going to bring that back?
Never, yeah. I mean, I will watching the video back because I was in the restroom. I had vomit on my sweater already, and I was in the going pee. I didn't know, and then I came back and I watched the video.
See it?
I didn't get to see it, but I watched the video, and I'm like, oh, they really? Because I was like, well, how did? And I watched the video, and they all did throw their hands up. My instinct, if I would have been watching, was like, yeah, you made it in the hole.
Yeah.
Why would you react like that on the green? No one just throws their hands up for 6 inches to the cup.
Yeah, everyone thought it was in.
What?
It was very strange.
I got
Especially people,
questions.
they're watching up there.
Yeah.
So you know it's has a chance. So you obviously just look over to them, and they freaked out and started screaming.
I thought it was a prank when I saw the video.
That is the next level, is that we posted it.
Yeah.
And I guess I just said Paul was gaslit by all these people thinking it went in. And so everyone was like, that's so mean. Why'd y'all do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would have been an amazing prank, but we would have had to known Paul was about to
Hit a great
almost
shot.
hole it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been, you would have had to text them and be like, hey, if this is anywhere close, lose your minds.
Yeah. Which would have been so funny.
Yeah.
And so mean. And
Let's change it to
probably
make
would've
that
hurt.
the story.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
That really
That's
is
the
like
truth now.
viral button in golf Instagram if that was the story.
Because that's what I want. I want to go viral for hurting someone's feelings.
Yeah.
Not for being
Yeah.
funny.
As long as you know who they are. As long as
Yeah.
they're your friend.
Yeah.
And then real quickly, let me tell you the next level of Paul says it's way worse. So there's a little ring around that hole, ring around the holy, and anybody who's in that ring moves on to the finals. And only 3 people made it to the finals.
You got to get in the inner circle.
The inner circle is what, maybe like 5 feet?
It was a 3-foot circle.
3-foot circle. Whoa. Okay. So 3 very good shots. They move it around, so you're hitting from a different angle to a different green.
This is the same shot.
They flipped it.
They hit
flipped it.
another very good shot.
Yes. So
Okay.
now everyone's standing around the green. There's only 3 shots coming in, and Paul goes third. The first. It is to win an all expense paid trip to Whistling Straits.
It's a golf course where gay people
Hannah
can't
can't
go.
You can't do that.
Yeah, Hannah can't whistle.
I can't whistle. I can't go.
Talk about Whistling Straits.
Maybe one day they'll make One day they'll make a Whistling Gays golf course.
And it's just a bunch of whistling gays. I still can't go because I can't whistle.
Yeah.
I'm just on the outside.
Oh, I can't help you there.
"Oh, one day, please.
You're double disqualified.
Yeah, they're whistle phobic over there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's high stakes. First two people go and they miss the green. There's one's a little left, one's a little right, and so Paul, you just got to stick one on the green.
Just hit it just right.
And he's going to where is it? Where's Whistling Straits? I can't remember. He's going to Whistling Straits.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so he just aims middle of the green. It's a great shot, probably 15 feet right of the hole.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, going to Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah, Whistling Straits.
My brother went there, said it was awesome. He said it was unbelievable, Paul. He said like a can't miss opportunity.
Stop.
He said it was like the
In
coolest
Wisconsin? That's shocking.
experience of his life.
So
Sheboygan?
he's 15 feet.
It's right near the Kohler place where they make all the bathroom stuff.
Really
Near
cool.
Kohler, Wisconsin.
Really cool.
Yeah, you would have got to tour that.
So Paul puts it 15 feet right to the pin, and hey, another celebration. He shakes the rep's hand. He's like, "You're going to Whistling Straits, brother." Very cool. And then the DJ,
Called him brother.
the DJ he had some drinkies. He was very
He had
funny.
some
Whoever he was.
sipperoos.
People in the putting contest would miss it, and he goes, "Go to bed. You're gone." He was so brutal. It was very funny. But everyone's like starting to celebrate Paul. Like, yeah, we screwed you over with the hole in one, but now you're going on the trip, so it's fine.
They were chanting, "Producer Paul, producer Paul."
Yeah. Everyone knows who was that.
Yeah.
And then the DJ goes, "Let's let him hit another ball." So the three dudes get to hit
Yeah.
another ball, and Paul had to go first in that round. Hit another okay one, but then a dude like stuck it close, and he won
Yeah.
the trip. Paul's over here, just arms crossed, negative energy in the corner.
He also, like, to add to that story, also the Wilson rep was like, "Hey, man, we're also going to give you a free putter because you got second," which he did not receive. No?
Just a lot of
Yeah,
I
screw
don't
him. He's
want
so
a Wilson
mad.
putter.
He was like trying to make it right and do all this stuff for Paul. And then like we saw him. It was really funny. I was walking with Paul down the hallway at PGA National and we passed the Wilson rep and I just felt the heat. I felt him ignore Paul and I felt Paul ready to just do what he did to that guy at Bobby Jones.
Yeah, man, Paul's had a lot of
Yeah,
conflict
four. Bah.
lately.
Yeah,
He's our wild card.
He's our
he
wild
is.
card.
Yeah, so it's going to take a while for Paul
reminds-
and Wilson to build
Yeah.
a bridge.
It reminds me
Hurry
of
up,
you
Wilson.
can't do that to people. There was like a year ago or so, there was the lady that won the jackpot in the slot machine at some casino, and then they were like, "Hey, this slot machine was actually defective, so it doesn't count."
There's just no
And she
way.
was just like, "That's not how this works for me."
It's like, I understand. I'll burn your casino down. I
Yeah,
get it.
it's just like, no, but the lights went off and it told me that I won, and that's the whole point of this thing. So like, sorry, your machine is defective. It sounds like you're saying that your business messed up.
It's a personal problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
And
like-
she took him to court, and I think she had to settle for like, instead of like $1 million, like $10,000 or something. Something
that barely
terrible.
covers the lawyer fee.
That hurts.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Dang.
So that's like the Wilson putter settlement, but then Paul didn't even get that.
Yeah.
You
Or if
didn't
it's
even
Whistling
get it.
Straits, they could at least like buy an Uber to the airport without a trip. Just give you a little something.
Just a little
Start
something.
to get you there.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sorry you had such a hard time because I had an incredible time at that after party in the sense that I was slinging that football.
Okay, so that was my other favorite thing. You give Hannah a football, and she's usually so like friendly, and we're joking. She gets so serious.
Just
so,
tossing the ball.
holding the ball.
Oh, okay.
She is
It
like going
affects-
Dak Prescott, just like
It's like the ring of power.
imaginary
It just consumes her.
linebackers.
She turns invisible.
I don't know what it is. I will like, cause I do love play football and I will like, I always do this thing where I stretch my shoulder before you throw it. So I'm always like constantly just doing this motion out of habit. And I was like watching them do a thing and I'm just sitting there.
But
and
her
I'm-
face just like the bull breathing out of her nose.
Whoa, hold on.
She's. I was tapping everyone, being like, "What?"
You can see the
I was also
transformation.
foaming at the mouth apparently.
She's just going,
But-
I have brothers.
The best,
I have brothers in Minnesota.
so many. The best part for me was like such a unique. There's this moment which I don't think it was as big a moment for me as it was to this other guy, but someone got a video. I was like, "Oh, throw me the ball," and I threw the ball to this guy, and it was a dime.
It was.
If you want to show the video, show it now.
I saw it.
Is a dime, and I was like, "Oh, we got it." That guy went and asked the Wilson rep for that football, found me, and asked me to sign the football so
Yeah.
he could take it home. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, I was so confused. I was like, you want me to sign it? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, my name? He was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, to Brendan.
Love it.
From Hannah.
Get to sign all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. So basically,
Wow,
I am.
new level of fame.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
Yeah.
Not even for golf, just for throwing a football.
Well, it is really hard to sign a golf ball.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is one of the pitfalls of golf. Is
You just mark it. Hey, will you mark this golf ball and do 3 little dots or something?
Yeah, your special dot pattern.
Your special little pattern. I would have kissed
Special little
it.
dot.
Well,
How's your week?
we should get to.
yeah.
I feel like we should get to Victor Cruz.
should probably get to Victor Cruz.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
tell
Yeah.
my week on the next episode.
Yeah, this one's more about us.
Sorry.
The interview,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. If you're here for Victor and you listen to all of that, thank you.
Thank you.
Victor Cruz, I mean, just the best.
And smells good. Dresses so well.
Yeah, his fit go crazy.
His fit go hard.
You're gonna want to watch the video. I promise. All right, he looks great. Sounds great. Mm-hmm. Great guy.
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champ.
Pro Bowl selection as
Pro
well.
Bowl selection.
2012.
Yep.
Holds currently one of the record holders for longest TD ever. 99 yards. He has a 99-yard touchdown.
I might be totally off. Was he on Dancing with the Stars?
He probably was.
Probably.
You guys didn't ask him about that?
No.
There's only so much you can ask a
think
guy
he-
who's that interesting.
Paul, was he on Dancing with the Stars?
I'm pretty sure he was.
You guys
It makes
didn't
sense.
even
He's an
cover
athlete that is famous for being great at sports, but also dancing.
This is why you guys got to bring me to stuff.
He was on Dancing with Stars. Yeah.
He was dancing with
Well, we'll
stars.
run it back. We're boys now.
I didn't even do research for the interview, and I know that stuff. Sorry, Victor.
Oh, he turned it down.
Oh, he turned. This is the most interesting thing ever.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, if you guys,
Hey,
you guys
part
can,
2.
You
We'll
guys
find
can
him.
Google other interviews with Victor Cruz if you want to hear the good stuff. But Hannah and Aaron did one that you'll hear in just a minute.
It's a great interview. It's an absolute cruise missile heading for your dome.
Nice. Cruising USA.
Yeah.
Cruising for a bruising.
Yep.
Tom Cruising.
Tom, cruise on over to the podcast and listen to this interview with Victor Cruz.
Amen.
Today's episode is brought to you by 4 Wellness. They make delicious, good-for-you products. My favorite lately has been the Good Stuff, which is their coffee powder. I put a scoop in my morning coffee pretty much every morning. It tastes great. It's got like a mild cinnamon flavor, and it helps fight inflammation and gives you kind of a nice calm energy. So I very much recommend that. If you are interested in the Good Stuff or any other 4 Wellness products, you can go to their website, use code Andre for 25% off your order. That's ANDRE. Do it. Back to the episode.
You don't need to clap.
I thought it was just one clap. Typically, it's just. No,
Well,
you guys-
that's to start the cameras, but we're welcoming you. We'll do it again.
Oh, yeah. Fine.
okay. That makes me feel good.
Victor
That makes
Cruz.
me feel nice.
Big deal.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Most famous guest on the pod so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
That's
rules.
incredible. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Good to be here. Picked a great day in Florida too.
Yeah, I love you. Like, it makes me feel good. I'm like 3 people clapping at you sporadically outside. And
Feels
like,
great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
a little,
it's jarring.
it's a little weird,
A little scary.
but it also feels nice. I'll take
How
it.
has your experience at the PGA Tour Superstore Summit been?
It's been good. It's been
Yeah.
good. I got to try out some new clubs with TaylorMade. Got to swing that new QI10. Got to meet some rabid Giants fans out here, which I didn't
cool.
think I'd meet
Really?
a bunch of them like that. But yeah, some guy almost cried telling me how much he just loved the Giants and me. And I was like, get yourself together, buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah. What he didn't tell you is he
Didn't
bet
have
his life savings and his firstborn child, and you won the game.
I saved the house.
Yeah,
for
you
him.
saved
the
the house for
for
that
him.
man.
Amazing.
He's like, you have no idea what you've done to me. That's Super
was that
Bowl.
an associate here?
Yeah, one of the guys. So ironically, I'm in PJ Superstores a bunch, right back
Yeah.
in Jersey. So I see 3 or 4 guys that like know me from PGA stores. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Came to check on you, buddy. Make sure you're doing good here. Make sure everything's in line." So he started
awesome.
laughing.
Yeah. Do a lot of people come to you and say the opposite? Like, I have a few baseball friends, and they'll get the DMs that are like, "You lost me so much money in fantasy."
Sometimes, I mean, luckily I'm on the right side of that because
Yeah.
we won the Super Bowl and won
For
the whole
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
But I do get the other side just when they're like Jet fans or like Patriot fans. They come to me
Gotcha.
and was like, "I respect you, but I don't like you much."
Yeah.
and that's
Wow.
always refreshing.
I mean, starting with "I respect you," that's a nice lead
That's
in
a good
though.
lead.
It could have just been like,
But I know something drastically negative is coming behind that. As soon as they lead with that, so I just prepare myself for it.
yeah. It's hard to hate you when you look so cool like that, though. You know what I mean? You
Thank
walk
you.
up, I'm like, this is how I imagine I look. I'm like, if I ever try a cool outfit, I'm like, this is what I think I look like in my head. Then I step out and I go, it's not how it looks.
No, and
Doesn't
also
look that cool.
if I wore, it's not just about the outfit. If I wore that outfit,
You look
would not
incredible.
work. Not
You
at all.
look
There's no
incredible.
chance. All right, we'll do a little switcheroo in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sweaty clothes I'll throw on you. That's great.
It's nice that you also, like you said, you were part of like the fun side of playing football because you won.
Yep.
Because not to upset any New York Giants fans, it's been a tough couple of years.
It's been rough.
It's been a tough couple of
for
years.
us. It's been a rough couple of years, but hopefully, when it goes that bad, all we can do is be better.
That's
At
true.
some point, the tide's got to turn at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
So hopefully we can get a good draft in, get some offensive linemen. I don't know if you guys are listening out there, GMs. But get some offensive linemen. We'll get our quarterback back healthy, and we'll see. So we'll get another crack at it next year.
Yeah.
See what
The
happens.
tide doesn't have to turn. As Falcons fans, I just want to go on the record as saying sometimes you're just in hell for a very long time.
Yeah. I'm not really a Falcons fan. I'm a Vikings fan, but
Yeah,
I feel we're in the same.
Ups and downs there too.
I
Ups
also,
and downs there too.
I also wonder, I'm like, would it be better if you're just bad all the way through? But we always get like a little taste of it.
Yep.
And you're like, that
Which is
almost hurts
probably
more.
even worse.
Yeah.
Probably even
Okay.
I
worse.
wish
Yeah,
the
fair.
Falcons were never in the Super Bowl, as opposed to losing like we did, and now we get trolled
Yeah.
every day of our life.
Hold up, there's a little spider on you.
Please get that off.
That's good luck.
I got you.
That's
Yeah.
just good luck.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to golf in a minute, but
Okay.
a few more football questions.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, the salsa. It's iconic. I am curious, just any rejected touchdown dances that you practiced, or were there ones that you're like, I'm going to do this? You either didn't have the chance, or you kind of left it on the drawing board. And you're
So
like, I can't do this.
luckily, as a kid, I was always like watching guys like Steve Smith and like Michael Irvin and like guys that just like had like sick dances or just sick things that they would do in the end zone all the time. One was like rowing the boat. They were sitting down and rocking babies and things like that. So I would always think to myself, like, what am I going to do when I get in there as a kid? But then when I got to the league, I'm half Puerto Rican. One of our coaches was half Mexican. And he was like, you're getting your first start. You know what you have to do. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm an undrafted free agent. I know I need to not drop the ball so I can stay on the field and not have Eli Manning diss me the next time he sees me.
Yep.
But he knew, and then somehow in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have any predetermined thing. I'm just going to go out there and whatever flows, flows. As soon as I got in the end zone the first time, I just broke out in the salsa dance. I couldn't even explain it. Wasn't pre-planned. Wasn't something I thought about as a kid. It just kind of happened and kind of took off, took a life of its own after that.
Yeah.
That rules.
That is so Puerto Rican. That's great.
Exactly.
That you
There's a
had
little
no
salsa.
thoughts and something great happens. You just
Yep.
immediately start
It just
salsa.
happened in Philly, which is a place I absolutely hate, right? All of it. The city, the people, the stadiums, all of it. I just
Yeah.
hate Philly.
People
in
don't like
general,
Philly.
right? So when I got in the end zone, I'm looking up and all the Philly fans are like flipping me the bird and they're upset. And I was like, oh, you're going to get this, okay? You're going to get all of this now.
gonna do
How's
it
that
as long
look?
as-
How's that look? Third row up there.
Hey,
and
they're like, not good. We're all white and we can't dance. Everyone in Philadelphia is white and they're like, wait, what is that?
they
What's
still
rhythm?
hate me. They still hate me, by the way.
Yeah, I bet.
It's all good.
Did you stick with that, or do you have other? Or and that's the iconic one
Yes.
for sure. Any others? Like, did you always?
No, that was
salsa?
the
can't
one. I remember I got fortunate enough to play in a Pro Bowl back when it was still like a football game.
Right.
And I told myself like, all right, this one I'm gonna do the hula or like do something different.
Ooh.
And I got in the end zone. I happened to score, and I was like, nope, salsa it is.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, it kind of meant it was deeper for me, right? Like my grandmother saw it for the first time before she passed. And they aired it on like Univision or Telemundo for the first time ever, and she saw it before I could even tell her about anything. She calls me and she was like, "From now on, every time you play, you're gonna do that dance." And I was like, "Done."
She didn't ask. She told.
She told.
That's such a
And
grandma
if
thing.
anybody knew my grandma Lucy, she's gonna tell you what to do. She's not gonna ask very much.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also happen to mention that you're like, I want to score the ball so that Eli Manning doesn't diss me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I think of Eli Manning. I don't think of a guy who's going to diss somebody. Is he known for
He
being
just won't talk to you. He
Oh,
just like
yeah.
if you
Ooh.
drop the ball, he'll just erase you from his like visual.
grown man silent treatment is very scary.
Yeah, I am curious about locker room Eli, if that's different than what we see.
Well, it's completely different. He's super funny. He's a practical joker, and he loves just having banter all the time. I think you see more of it now. He's retired on the Manning cast. You kind of see more of his personality, especially some of the stuff he's done. Like he dressed up at the Penn State down, and we saw he put like a fake nose on.
I
and like
did.
hair
Yeah, that's
and
great.
pretended to be like a scout or like a quarterback or something like that. So that was pretty cool. But he would play practical jokes on guys all the time that no one ever saw outside of the guys like in the locker room or on the team. And they were hysterical. Like one time he put those rubber pellets from the field that we have. So we would have like a walkthrough or something. And there was always a rookie or a first year guy that just got there, doesn't really know his personality yet. And Eli'd be like, man, I got this really bad cavity back here, man. It's like all the way in the back. Can I see if you have the same kind of like cavity? And they'd be like, oh yeah. And he dumped just a bunch of black pellets right.
That is a menace.
And we'd be watching from far, like, oh, got another one.
Yeah.
We got another one.
Just
So
a menace,
good.
and they're rookies, so they're like, yeah, whatever
They
you
like
say.
have
yeah.
to fight. They're
Yeah,
like,
they
oh my
have
god,
to.
Eli's talking to me. Like
Yeah.
I have to do anything he
You want
says.
to give me a dental exam? I'll do it right now.
100%.
Yeah, I
100%.
don't care. I don't care. You're
You
gonna
gotta
win.
really love a practical joke to maybe poison your teammates. You know, it's worth it for the joke.
100%.
Yeah, they actually swallow some pellets or just
Yeah.
out
Oh,
for the season.
gosh.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's tough.
But now you're transitioning into golf.
Yes.
Has it and we chatted a little bit earlier. You're telling me you're playing like every day right now.
I try to get out as much as I can.
Crazy.
I caught the proverbial bug, so to speak. So it's tough in New Jersey. I think we were talking about it briefly. It's tough in New Jersey because obviously we don't get this beautiful weather every day. But we got those heated bays, I guess heated because they're not that heated. But I go there and just kind of get the reps, right? I just want to get whatever 100 swings in, be there for an hour and a half, get my swings in, and then I'm out of there. But yeah, I'm there every day, and every time I'm like, okay, this is a day off. Let me just chill. I might watch some golf, and I'll watch like 3 swings and be like, all right, I gotta go to the range. I gotta just get a couple in. So yeah, it's been quite the journey, but here we are, and I love it.
Yeah. Where did the bug get you? I mean, you're only 3 years in, is that
3
right?
years in, yeah.
Okay. Did you play at all before that?
Zero golf before
Did you
that.
think it was
Wow.
just lame and
I thought it
awful?
was corny.
Yeah?
I thought I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to go play golf for 4 hours. Absolutely not. I had a friend named Freddie who played golf. He grew up caddying and the whole thing, and we became friends. And for, I want to say maybe like 10 years now, he's like, come play golf with me. Come play golf. And I'm like, nope. Not going, too early, too late, can't go, sorry, doesn't work schedule. And then after I was done, a couple years later, after I retired, I was like, all right, let me go see what this is about. It was actually during COVID. I was like, let me go do something outdoors. The only thing you could do that was like social distancing, right?
Yeah.
So started playing, took lessons, and I was like, this is the hardest thing that I've ever tried in my entire life. I have to figure this out. And
Yes.
slowly but surely, the more practice, as you know, the more you try at it, the better you get. And at least for me, not everybody gets better and better,
Yeah.
but obviously
You're an athlete. You pick things up.
I
Yeah.
know my body, so I kind of figured it out a little bit better. And it's a gift and a curse. Some days are great, and I love this sport. Some days I'm like, why did I pick this sport? Why am I doing this?
I know.
And then, but now you just continue to love it, and every day is a new day.
Yeah.
And it's great.
You only have yourself to blame at the end of the
Exactly.
day. You can't be like, it was overthrown.
I can't
You're
blame
like, no,
Eli.
that
Eli's
was
sorry.
just
He
me.
poisoned me with pellets.
Yeah. No, I poisoned myself.
Just being bad.
Just being bad with this
Yeah,
grip. Oh, that's crazy.
So that was 0 to 60. Like you played one time, then you were in, or did kind of?
So I was just on the range, and I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, just like football, right? I want lessons. I want to practice before
Yep.
I start playing courses.
Yeah.
So I took lessons for a couple months, and then we took playing lessons, and then I kind of escalated from there. And then I remember the first year I went to like playing a tournament or like playing something that I got invited to, because being like Victor Cruz, so to speak, you start to put golf out there into the universe. They're like, oh, come play with us.
And all
I'm
the
like,
brands are like,
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not ready yet, guys.
on.
I don't think.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then I got invited to a cool one in Lake Nona, and I was like, you know what? I'll come. I don't have to be a scratch golfer to play in this thing. Like, I'll go have a good time, meet some people. And then after shooting probably a 120 3-4 days in a row, I was like, okay, I got to get better at this.
I hear that. That's my biggest fear sometimes, especially here now. People are looking at you. I'm like,
Yep.
we've been doing this for about a year. I'm not a great golfer. You know, if I break 100, I'm like, losing my mind excited. But the eyes, people watching, you're like, it's
100%.
it's way different. It's so scary.
Yeah, hitting balls down here with all the. I mean, they're golf professionals
Yep.
that work in the PGA Tour Superstore. They're all standing around.
Mm-hmm.
They just got fitted for a driver.
Okay.
Look back, and there are 30, dudes just cross-armed. Terrifying.
we were,
Hated
we,
it.
we
I mean,
were-
at a good time.
yeah,
Hated
we
that
love
feeling
it.
a little bit.
We were laughing because we were chatting a bit, and we just turned to our right. We just see like 100 guys in matching shirts walking out. So we're like, this is very scary.
It's scary.
Bunch of golf bros coming at you. You know,
Yeah.
they got the shades on, hat
Never
down.
thought I'd be scared of a bunch of golfers coming at me like that, but it was an intense
Yeah.
moment.
It was
a herd.
It was intense.
Yeah, how does it? I mean, you won the Super Bowl. I'm assuming team sport, the nerves. You just have a lot of guys with you, right?
Yep.
And just the brotherhood and all that.
Yep.
How is the big game compared to? I don't know, any of these like pro-am events you're playing, you got a couple hundred people watching you, you're on TV.
I mean, it's night and day. Like,
Really?
in the helmet, right? Playing football, I can hide a little bit, or just feel like, oh, maybe they were watching our tight end. They didn't see me drop that pass, or like something different. But
We saw.
you're out there. Yep.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
You
can't
sure.
always watch the
Trust
ball
me.
where it
When you
goes.
play for the
We're
Giants,
kind of only watching the
people
ball.
see. Okay, I go into the grocery store. They're like, we saw you drop that pass on 3rd and 10. What happened?
Yeah,
And
the
then,
camera just pans to see where
but-
the receiver
but
is
in
with the ball, and
golf-
you're like, what the hell? I want to see the guard. What's going on?
But in golf, it's like there's no helmets. There's no, which probably we should change. I would love a little
Right.
helmet face mask situation while I'm out there so I
Yeah.
can hide when I hit a bad shot. But I'm just out there, and you flub one, and you just got to own it, and it's just on you. So the pressure is definitely there. Lining up, I got fortunate enough to play in the Ryder Cup Pro-Am out there in Italy, and that first tee box, and I was like trembling. I was like, okay, let me make sure I just get one out there. I don't hit like a kid or something out there in the fairway, and I managed to get one out 250 down the line. I was like, thank God. But it's nerve-wracking. You get shakes, you know. It's much different than just lining up and playing a sport that I've done my whole life. It's something I played a couple of years, and you get out there in front of people, and you got to at least show that you're somewhat competent at the sport.
Yeah, because it's always easier. You got the name. It's like, it's so easy to be a hater.
Yeah.
That's always the thing. You see
Big
people in the
time.
back, the arms are crossed, and they're like, guess, we should have stuck to football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was saying that today. Someone was watching. I kind of heard them like laugh a little bit, and I'm like, okay.
At you?
They don't think they meant to. I just think they instinctively were like, and I was like, okay, hold on.
For sure.
Tell me a joke, sir.
Right.
Tell me a joke to my face right now.
And people know us as, little golf clowns.
Yeah.
So they want to like give us some
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, this is very serious, and it hurt my feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
Not out
mostly in
here.
the comments of when I
Yeah.
post a golf video, golf swing. They're in the the trolls are always there.
Oh,
like,
they're
"That
telling
was-
you."
came over the top on that one. I'm like, all right,
Everyone's got an opinion.
You come do it then.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see.
you do it.
All right.
It's like they do that to you, but then they also have like the sleaze bros. You got both.
Yeah, I get a little bit of both. I get sleaze bros that are trying to give me advice, but then they're like, if you hated this, come tell me to my face. Actually, not a bad line. I'm like, pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Who as a new golfer and someone who's new in the space, and we launched our channel a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So, who are some people, either brands, creators in the space that you really enjoy watching?
Ooh, man, I love who's that? I love Eric Lottery. He always has the commentary.
The
He's
best.
hysterical.
Those noises.
So funny.
Just special.
Insane. And I've also started calling Paris Parmesans now.
Yeah.
So because that just feels natural.
Right? That
And,
Iraq
um,
soil.
Exactly.
Say that too in the mud. It's funny.
And then who else? The DOD King,
Yeah.
my guy. And he's just intense, and he's fun, and he's funny to
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
and he's great to watch.
Have you shot with him?
I have shot with him
Okay.
before. I've done some
I am
things with him
curious.
before.
Just like locker room Eli, what is he like when the cameras aren't rolling?
Oh, he's the same guy.
He's that
like
aggressive?
dialed, like always. I'm like, what up? He was like, Vic, what's going on, man? You ready to do this thing off the deck? I'm like, well hi. How's your day going?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Just want to get the
All
normal
business.
vibes 1st, but he's locked in at all times. He just posted something that he's like going back to college to play college golf and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
cool. I don't
know.
know.
I don't know. I think they're making him give up the old IG. So I don't know if he's we'll see him a bunch
no.
anymore. I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, little J.R. Smith.
What is the goal? I meant to ask you this because you're like, you made jokes on your Instagram where you're like, I want to be a scratch golfer. Are you actually, are you chasing scratch golfing?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to be the best that I possibly can, and
hear that.
I know if I keep getting at it, and I keep getting after it, and I keep getting better, keep working on different parts of my game, keep surrounding myself with better golfers than me, so I can watch them and get the tutelage. Like, yeah, I mean, I read something that it takes like 10 years to potentially become a scratch, so I'm like a third of the way there, but I'll just keep working at it and
Yeah.
just get better and better. But yeah, scratch is the goal.
10 years?
Yeah, where are you at
It's a
now?
long
3 years
time.
in. What are you shooting?
I'm an 11 handicap, in the low 90s, high 80s on a good day. Just getting after it, getting better and better every time. But yeah, I'm in 11.1 on the old Grint.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I don't even know my handicap. I mean, I know my handicap, but not when it comes to golf.
Yeah. I get that.
Emotionally unavailable.
It's been a long year.
It's been a long year.
It's been a long year. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Do you like want to keep doing stuff like the Ryder Cup? Is the hope to keep, doing kind of tournaments like
For
that?
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already put my bid in for Beth Page next year. I know they're coming to New
Nice.
York, and it just feels like natural to have a New York guy kind of out there. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I want to stay in it. I want to keep playing more pressure golf because that's
Yeah,
fun, right?
I was gonna
Just keep
say.
shivering at tee boxes with millions of people watching,
Yep.
so that's exciting. But yeah, I just want to continue to play, continue to build the network. Right, the other part of golf is just meeting people. Meeting you guys like yourselves. Like I watch you guys on Instagram now. To be sitting here is another notch on the belt there. So I just want to continue to meet people, create more resources for myself. Having my first golf outing this year in New York on July
Nice.
2nd, so that'll be fun. So yeah, just keep growing it. Just keep creating friendships. There were so many guys that I golfed with or that I've played football with that also golfed. I had no idea. Like Eli Manning, his brothers. Like I had no. And I've watched these guys. Right, we have Friday practices, which is more like a short day. And after that practice, we'd be done at like noon. And guys would be like in golf clothes leaving. I'm like, where are you guys going? You guys aren't exhausted? And they're like, yeah, we're going to hit play 9 real quick. And I'm like, go have it. Like I'm going home to take a nap.
Yeah.
And but now I wish I was going out with those guys to play 9 because not for the golf aspect of it, of course, but you just become closer with those guys. You get to
Totally.
know what makes them tick, know what type of person they are. You can just gauge so much by playing golf with someone that I wish I did more of it while I was playing.
Yeah, you get to see people at their best and their worst in
100%.
4 hours.
100%.
I've seen Aaron at his absolute worst
Whoa.
on a golf course. Still waiting to see you at your best.
And what's that like? Is he throwing clubs around? Has he broken any
I
putters?
did see him throw a club.
There we
did
go.
throw a
He
club.
did throw
There
a
we
club
go.
once. And it was like funny
It's
still.
controlled.
He threw
Not
it
just
and he just
yeeting it
kind
into
of
the
like
woods.
yeah, it wasn't into the woods, but he just kind of let it go.
Okay.
It was just a
I do
bad
the
shot.
follow through and then just a little.
Oh, one of those.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
On the
yeah,
wedge.
yeah,
just
I've
like,
seen those.
Yeah, it was
I
very
got
fun. Like,
one of those.
Yeah, that
Yep,
really was the
yep.
mentality, and it made me chuckle. I was like, "You seriously?"
Not violent, you know.
Yeah, mine is always, "Oh, Hannah."
Yeah.
I talk to myself. I go, "Oh, Hannah." Every time I have a
You
bad
sound
shot.
like your mother.
Great, love that for me.
Yeah.
Love that for me.
Yeah.
That's great. Is your daughter a golfer?
So yes, my daughter's been golfing since she was 5 years old.
Whoa.
Our nanny got her into it. This is before I was even playing. She's
Right,
12
okay,
now.
Okay.
So it's before I was even into it. And the nanny was like, "Hey, I want to take her to play some golf and get some lessons." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" Like, and then when she kept going, and then when she was like 8, I was like, "Let me go watch. Let me go," because from 5 to 7, I'm not going to watch that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
love you, Kennedy, but I just wasn't going to see it.
Sorry, Kennedy.
So at like 7, 8 years old, I was like, "Let me go see what's up." And my daughter is like always talking, always energetic, always doing. She's like, "Daddy, before my lesson, I want to go putt a little bit." I'm like, "Sure, I'll go watch you putt." And I watched her set her club back down, take her putter out, put a couple balls down, line up her putter, hit a couple balls. I said, "This is the sport that shuts you up? This is the one that lets you lock in and just." It's like, okay, we're doing this. And then that was the moment that I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this with you. I'm gonna start looking into like playing this game with you.
Cool.
Now we play a ton. We play a
Yeah,
bunch.
that
I
rules.
take her with me. We do a bunch of different things. She's grown. She's about 5'6", 12 years old. And now the little clubs, like the junior clubs we got her, they don't fit her anymore. She's
Yeah.
like hovering over with her wedges. I was like, we got to get you refitted. You're growing. Like,
It feels like
now I'm
TaylorMade
happy
can help
about
you
it.
with that.
100%. So I'm getting her spec'd out.
Cool.
Then I'm sending the numbers to the great folks at TaylorMade. They're gonna send her some clubs and a driver and get her dialed in.
Yeah. Is she
That is
beating
so
you?
fun.
She has beaten me. We had play a little par 3 course.
Yeah.
And she has beaten me a couple times, and she loves to remind me of that every so often.
As she should. Way to
So
go,
as she
Kennedy.
should. I know she's real because her last 3 birthday parties were at Top Golf, and I was like, okay, she's really taking this for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
So
Committed.
So we're even looking at moving down here to Florida to really do it the right way.
Cool.
So facilitate her
Wow.
dream a little bit. So yeah.
That's so fun. I don't know about you. That's been something for me. Just getting in the game. I have 3 brothers and my
Okay.
dad, and they all play a lot.
Yep.
And it's fun. Like you like things you do with your family that I'm like.
I just
before-
wish I picked it up when at her age. I just
Yeah.
wish I played when I was that young because I'd just be better at it. But
Yeah.
then it's just a lifelong sport that if you're any good at it, it'll get you far in life. You know what I mean? You'll build relationships. You'll meet new people, and it's just something you put in your fifth pocket to have, especially as a woman. Like it's just a cheat code, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, I could use a cheat code or two.
Yeah. You need them.
I need them for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just so honest and good. I could use a cheat code.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I was shooting around 90 3 years in is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
obviously you're an incredible athlete. That helps, but not having those, like playing growing up, and I played baseball growing up, so
Yep.
golf, tennis is, I could swing, and I had
Exactly.
the like soccer.
Yep.
I can't kick anything because I just never worked on those. Not working on that growing up, it's got to be incredibly hard. That's very
Yeah.
impressive.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I think it was. I read a quote. Chris Paul said, "Reps remove doubt." And I was like, well, I got to get a million reps in. And then I heard Tiger, who's obviously the most maniacal one of them all. He was like, I got to get 1,000 hits on the golf ball.
I saw
every
that
time.
recently.
You saw
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And he's like, I don't care if it's 200, shots with the irons, 300 chips, 500 putts. I was like, that's in one day?
He was saying that to
Because
college golfers.
The college
and they're like,
golfers,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Sam.
they're
Yeah,
like,
we do that.
What
Yeah.
about class?
Their eyes get really bad.
Yeah, do all that.
1,000 a day. That's crazy.
Insane.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
we did a
Wild.
little hole-in-one challenge yesterday, and we hit in 25 minutes. Just kept hitting this 100-yard shot, and eventually got a hole-in-one. But
Nice.
I mean,
what number is that for you? Like 12? How many hole-in-ones you got?
I didn't even get it. It was me
Okay,
and
that's
another
all right.
guy,
Okay,
Josh
okay.
Kelly, who we're interviewing in a second. He got it. I was close a couple times.
Okay.
But probably hit 115 balls in 30 minutes,
Wow.
and we just were dying.
Yeah.
It was so hard. Our backs were destroyed.
I'm sure.
1,000 balls.
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
We got to do a little bit of. Have you met Tiger yet?
I haven't, no.
Okay. I'm sure
No.
you will. I'm sure you guys will
So I
cross
just
paths.
funny you asked that. I just got invited to his golf outing the week after Super Bowl in Riviera in California week after
It's
the
happening.
Super Bowl. So
Yeah, rules, there it goes.
fingers crossed. I pull up on him, get to shake his hand, take a photo. We'll see how it
Very
goes.
cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool. Well, I
it'll be
mean,
fun.
we got to see him. I mean, he just was kind of messing around. You know, just hitting the ball. He did a warm up. You guys remember this when he just like hit the ball and then took a step back and just like the rep was so fluid. And every ball I think landed within 5 feet of each other. Wow. And you're like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's
Yeah,
if
and it
like
was-
a robot was doing it perfectly every single
Saw him
time.
twice, and I mean, a year and a half ago is when his leg was really struggling, so he was
Yeah.
like visibly limping.
Yeah.
But between setups, he was doing that and just striping everything.
It's
And then he was
insane.
limping big time. It's just
insane.
It's different. I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when the other pro guys tell you that, like, when they hear him hit balls, just the sound is different than them. And like Scotty Scheffler crushes the ball,
Yeah.
but when he's telling you that Tiger's ball sounds different coming off the club, that's when you know it's a different beast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you also know you're in greatness because there was a moment where we all were chuckling where Jason Day was like had his phone out taking like
Yes.
videos of Tiger Woods. And you're
Absolutely.
like, so this pro is like so giddy around another pro that he's taking videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just going, "Jeez."
Yeah, he was watching. It was
Reacting.
so
It was
cute.
very funny. Yeah.
So sick.
Okay, so kind of like the same question for golf creators. Who are? I mean, you mentioned a couple of them there. Who are the
Yep.
golfers that you love? I'm also curious who are a few receivers that you think are just the best in the game right now.
Okay, some golfers that are Jason Day's obviously in there.
Yep.
Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, Scotty, obviously Scotty Scheffler. Who else? There's a bunch of guys. But then on the other side, like J.R. Smith's a guy I grew up with, right? Like we played AAU basketball
Oh, cool.
together. I
Nice.
know him since I was like 13 years old. So to see him, and it's funny because he got into golf playing. He got into an outing with the Hornets, I believe. It was like his rookie or second year in the league. And he wasn't even golfing then. He's just right around the cart bantering people, right?
Sure.
And he's seeing guys like flub ball. He was like, "You guys can't hit the ball. What are you talking about?" And the guy told him, "Come out here and hit one then. If you can do it, like if you want to gloat at us and talk about us the whole time." He comes out, flushes one. Like first time ever, flushes one. He's like, "I told you," flips the club, and he walks around and sees the same crew. Like 6 holes later, he was like, "You guys are still flubbing it over here? Like what's going on?" He comes over, "Hit another one then." Comes over, he's like, "I just showed you guys before. You want me to do another one? Okay, cool." Misses the entire ball. And he kind of looked down and was like, "I need to figure this sport out." And then that's how he got into the game. And then fast forward to now, he's like a 3 or 2, almost a scratch now. So
That's crazy.
It's sick, yeah.
I love that. It's kind of seems like an athlete mentality.
Yeah.
Like I grew up playing sports, and it's the same thing. I just want to figure it out.
Yes.
My brain's like, everyone keeps telling you all these things you need to work on. I'm like, great. If I can just keep getting all the data,
Yeah.
you're like, I want to be the best at it. Okay, great. Give it to me. I want to keep working. That's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
that similar mindset. But you were also asking, who are some of your football receivers? Who are the
football
current?
I also love
receivers.
that too. Like J.R. Smith has this incredible athlete brain. Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I'm
the same.
exact
Like
same
me
as
too.
J.R. Smith and I, same person, same brain.
Yep.
It wasn't my fault I didn't make it pro.
Yeah.
It
Sure.
was the coach didn't play me enough.
Yep.
If I would have gotten into the fourth quarter that one game,
There we
game
go.
over. Yeah.
You'd have been in there. Now, football players or receivers that are golfers also?
No,
Or
no,
just my favorite
football.
receivers?
Yeah, who
Oh,
are the
man,
guys
I
you
mean,
just love watching? Give me like 3.
so Steve Smith was a guy, because
Okay,
again,
yeah,
I
yeah.
like watching guys that were like my build, my height,
Right,
that kind of like, that I emulated. So Steve Smith was a guy that was like, he was tough, he was like rugged, he'll like punch his own teammate in the face if he talked crazy to him. Like I wanted to embody some of that. I'm too much of a nice guy to punch my own teammate, but I wanted to embody like his toughness. So he was one of them. Andre Rison back in the day,
Yeah.
like that. I mean, Atlanta, obviously, you probably know him. And then Larry Fitzgerald, because I just remember him in college. He just felt unstoppable. Like
Yeah.
just throw it
Yeah.
up to him in any part of the end zone. He was coming down with the ball, and it was like, if I can get some of that, I'll be okay too. So those
Right.
3
Yeah.
guys, and obviously Jerry Rice's of the world, and those guys go in the pantheon,
Right,
right?
right.
But those 3 were like guys that I grew up watching and wanted to emulate for sure.
Cool.
Any new guys in the league right now that you're watching? You're like,
Justin Jefferson is one of the guys,
Yeah.
obviously, and then I can't pronounce his name. He's the receiver for the Rams right now, who's just been
Puka?
Yo, I just started following him on Instagram too. Like
he's crazy.
He's crazy. He's strong. He's tough, and then him and Cooper Kupp on the same team. They both have that same kind of toughness
They
too.
do,
So
yeah.
those guys are good.
You got to be good if Cooper Kupp is now like kind of an after statement.
Exactly.
I'm like, what? When did that
Cooper
happen?
Kupp won like offensive MVP like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
It's insane. And then lastly, probably Stephon Diggs. He's
Yeah.
the same one. He's got that toughness about
He
him
does.
too, right? And just battles with guys each and every week. So that's fun to watch too.
Yeah, the confidence is fun. Tyreek Hill's been having a fun year. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to hit 2,000 yards. I'll
Yep.
do it. And I'm like, I believe you.
It's insane what he's able to do. Just
Yeah.
his height and weight. Obviously, he's fast as lightning, but like to be able to do all of that and still be tough and come across the middle and do things like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So Steve Smith used to punch his coworkers. Heads up, guys. Yeah. You'll respect me more when it's done.
Jeez. All right, we got to get you here. What? We got to get you out of here in a second.
Yeah. Good talking to you all day. You're so easy to talk to.
Thank you,
rule.
guys.
Call your shot when it comes to golf. I mean, I know you're trying to get better.
Mm.
Give us something where, later this year you post, I finally broke this or I did this.
Ooh, the key
What are
this
the golf
year,
goals?
I want to break 80. I mean, if I can break 80 this year, I might throw a party. I might if I break
should.
80 on like the last putt, and there's like a bay of water near the green, I'm jumping in. Like
I love that.
I don't care where we're at. It might be at Riviera. Tiger
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
watching. I'm jumping
Like
in
a
the
disco
water.
party, like 70s themed.
Yeah.
You get
Oh,
it?
wow.
You get it?
I get it.
All right.
Thanks so much.
It's a good joke.
If you got 80 on the dot, also pretty cool.
I love that too. That works. That
Because
works.
he was number 80 for all you dodos who
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I do have
Dang.
I do have a hole in one on the card though. It wasn't.
You do?
Wasn't
have
my
one?
finest hour. Wasn't my finest shot. But I do have one.
What, you a worm burner up there?
100%.
Really?
100 elevated tee box.
So you saw it go in?
Literally thinned one, and it was like, oh man, and then it landed short, went up the backstop, and went right in.
Hey,
and I was
I don't
just
know.
threw my club 20 feet in the air and just went nuts. It was my first year playing golf. I
What are
literally
the odds?
triple bogeyed every hole after
Yeah.
that, but it was just
Who
like,
cares?
wow.
Don't let your
cares?
mouth ruin a good shot.
100%, 100%, man.
All right. Victor Cruz, you're the man.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes.
you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
Absolute blast.
Love it.
Handshake.
Oh, yeah, we will do that.